Hey, fellow mutants, welcome back to another video that still got somewhat of a cold, so sorry if I sound a bit weird. But you guys know that I've been to C2E2 for 6 years, 5 years straight, from 2015 to 2020. And then the pandemic happened, so I waited until people got their Marlboros back to go again, which was last year in 2023. And yes, I made an announcement video I was going to go to C2E2 this year, and I'm extremely skeptical about even going to C2E2. I'm considering even I'm strongly considering not going now because now they're partaking in cancel culture. Now, my personal experience with C2E2 going there for 6 years has been wonderful. I personally never had any bad experiences. Um, like last year, I was able to meet Kevin Eastman. Kevin Eastman being one of the creators of the Ninja Turtles. That's a memory I will never, ever not flourish. I know all the memories I had all the years I had been to C2E2. I will always flourish because I always will look back with a smile because all those memories I had at C2E2 were great and were some of the best times ever. But the fact that they decided to cancel some members of Comicsgate, even Van Sciver and Shane Davis, and I think John Malin as well. It's like, what the fuck? And apparently the reason why they're canceling them is because of harassment, right? But I do know in their little cause, they state in their little clause, you can't do harassment and stuff like that at the con, which I understand. I'm in the camp where if they broke any rules, they should have got at least one warning saying, hey, we noticed you're doing this. Can you please let us, can you please cool off in that area? Because next time we will have to uninvite you. If they did that, and they have those people I mentioned asked them, okay, what action did I exactly do that violated such rule? And if they answered, I feel like a lot of people on the internet who has called C2E2 out to cancel them would not be so pissed. And probably wouldn't enough can't even make videos about this subject. Granted that I should have made this subject, made a video about the subject, at least a week and a half ago when I first heard about it. I did have 2 videos or streams where I do mention it. So I made a video for sure. And I think the fact that C2E2 hasn't told them what action they did to do that, kind of like violated one of the rules, I think furthers the point of C2E2 is definitely in the wrong, especially especially with the fact that the harassment thing rule that they have explicitly says on the floor. This is someone who has been to C2E2 for 6 years. 5 of those years were C2E2 straight, and was just saying earlier in the video they had all good memories of C2E2, even saying that C2E2 were in the wrong. Is C2E2 like a comic book co- uh, convention? No. It has comic books. It does, to be fair, it does sell comic books. But this is what C2E2 means. Chicago Comic uh, and Entertainment Expo, which is why it's abbreviated to C2E2. And sure, it does sell comics, but it's more of a pop culture type event. Like I said, it sure has like Artist Alley and stuff like that. It sure has some comic book creators there, but like for the most part, it's like I said, pop culture, like Star Wars, Marvel. Which I know Marvel and DC are like comic books, but I'm also talking more so on the movie side of things, less than the comic book side of things. Video games like Halo, Kingdom Hearts, Legend of Zelda, etc. And the pop culture stuff that are there definitely outweighs the comic book stuff. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying. But and then I hear that that Star Wars girl also got canned from C2E2. Actually, I also put this video in the link to give Vara Dark some credit, but let's see what she has to say.
Of us do not trust conventions anymore because, let's be honest, a lot of the people running them will ban individuals who they deem as having the wrong opinions. And
Which is pretty sad, to be honest.
now we know that C2E2 has revoked Anna That Star Wars Girl's press pass after removing Ethan Van Sciver, John Malin, and Shane Davis.
And those three are the confiscators that I was referring to.
This is a Fandom Pulse article I wanted to reference.
And before we get into, I only support like a few members in Confiscate. I'm not saying like Confiscate's bad. I'm friends with one member in Confiscate. Um, I'm well aware of. Let me go back.
This.
I'm well aware of Ethan Van Sciver and John Malin. I'm more familiar with Shane Davis than I am the other two. And I can say this in the defense of these three, especially Shane Davis, since I'm more familiar with him. But from what I gathered from these two, if John Malin, Ethan Van Sciver, Shane Davis all went to C2E2, they will not go out their way to break any rule whatsoever. Hell, I can't even come to that Star Wars School's defense because I've been watching her channel since her last Jedi review, which is essentially the very beginning of her channel. And I can tell you that even that Star Wars girl wouldn't even go out of her way to break any rules. So like I said, if C2E2 did say, hey, we see you are skirting on breaking this rule, being harassment, can you please stop? Otherwise, we have to disinvite you. I can understand that, but at the same time, like I said, they said, um, at our floor, at the con, and I'm pretty sure on their channels, it's not at their con. Anywho, anywho,
This is a Fandom Pulse article I wanted to reference. It says it gets worse for C2E2 after their odd cancellation of EVS, John Malin, and Shane Davis from displaying an exhibitor table at the upcoming convention. Now they've taken cancel culture a step further and removed the press pass of that Star Wars girl under nebulous circumstances. This is why I personally do not go to a lot of conventions, because we see a lot of situations like this happen. But of course, as creatives, I completely understand why they would want to have a table, why they would want to ultimately go, because it is an
right?
opportunity to interact with your community. And that's what this all is about, is giving your community what they want. And if they ask to meet you in person and meet you at a convention, these creatives are totally willing to do that. And they ultimately want to give their communities what they want. But
And as a person who has met some of their fans on at C2E2 essentially in person, brothers on on TikTok and YouTube, meeting fans of you in person, meeting some of your online friends in person is one of the best feelings ever. I love when I meet people in person. So I can better put faces with names. Which is like why one day I would love to go to like those Geeks and Gamers meetups. Because yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Geeks and Gamers fan, but I'm more specifically My Nerdy Home, Ryan Kennel, uh um DA Cobra, Drunk 3PO, uh Chris Nova fan. So like I would so love for to have the chance to meet them in person, especially like Minor Home and Ryan Kennel, who are like I know it's bad to play favorites, but those are my two main like favorites of from Geeks and Gamers. Then comes like Jeremy and Trunk 3PO right under. Like, dude, I would so love to meet those. So like, as a fan perspective, being able to meet some of your like favorite content creators, in my case was Kevin Eastman. That was freaking cool. As a content creator, meeting their fans or online friends, it's still freaking cool. So I have a blessing to have both sides of the coin. It's all freaking cool. And now, like, I was excited when that's members of CG and that Star Wars girl was going to go to C2E2 because, yeah, I finally get to meet them. Got my hopes up for nothing. Anyways.
unfortunately, it becomes very hard when these, conventions end up banning them from attending. It says in 2023, EVS, John, and Shane announced they would be banding together to host an exhibitor table at the upcoming C2E2, creating special variant covers for their beloved independent properties to commemorate the event. And it was all ripped away just weeks before C2E2, as Shane received an email canceling their table, claiming he was subletting the space, even though shared tables have been and are standard for comic book conventions like C2E2. And now we also have that Star Wars girls press pass being canceled.
Uh-huh.
It says when Fandom Pulse asked her about the reason for the banning, she posted a snippet of the email sent to her, which said C2E2 has requirements to make sure we have a wide range of diverse outlets, both local and national, attending the event each year. And to make it even worse, apparently it's not even just about her, but also the community they claim that she has, which is also not diverse enough. It is just absurdity after absurdity here. But when
Which is pretty stupid, if you ask me. Which is pretty stupid. Oh, sorry. I thought I was on the right tab. Sorry.
you find out and know who the new event manager is for Reed Pop and C2E2, Chris Delando, you won't be surprised because he is ex Marvel PR, and it all comes together. The pieces fall into place, and it seems like this is an extremely personal decision. Now, of course, that comes as no surprise because the people who work at companies like Marvel do not care about what audiences want. They've never listened to us, at least over the past basically decade. They haven't listened to us. But it's just so sad to see that this one individual has so much power. And because let's be honest, he doesn't like EVS or that Star Wars girl. Now, of course, seemingly everyone is getting banned and everybody's press passes are getting revoked. I mean, it is ridiculous. Now,
It
of
is.
course,
Really
I'm
is.
sure that this really is sad for a lot of community members who ultimately wanted to go and wanted to meet these creatives that they have supported and loved for so many years. But unfortunately,
Which that statement I can attest to because I was looking forward to meet them. So I can like definitely validate that comment that you just said.
they will not be able to attend C2E2. It will be interesting to see if they do anything else, anything special, basically, to go against C2E2. But it is just a very unfortunate situation overall to see such, you know, a personal vendetta end up being dragged into, a public convention when people have ultimately paid and planned to go. And now C2E2 probably will not end up making a statement on it. Only time will tell. Maybe they will, but I highly, highly doubt it.
And that's the thing. I think C2E2 wouldn't. I wouldn't make a statement, and I highly doubt if like Ethan Van Sciver, uh, John Malin, that Star Wars girl, were as big as they were. I highly doubt that they would offend them. Because like for someone like me, I'm pretty much like a nobody. You know, at the moment, at the moment, I'm like what 155. So, read that. Okay, 155 subs away from 1K. I'm pretty much like a nobody, especially compared to like that Star Wars girl, Ethan Van Sciver, John Malin. I'm like nobody towards them compared to them. But I also want to like navigate our way through here was everything you see here in this video will be in the description. I will put a link in the description. So you guys can go through all you guys want. And if you guys are fellow content creators want to make a video of it, you guys can have easy access to these as well. I usually do articles, like put links to like articles or videos I react to in the comments if you guys are new here. Anywho, so these are some of the rules. Place of public accommodation. Place of public accommodation includes, but it's not limited to, an inn, hotel, motel, or other place of lodging, except for an establishment located within a building that contains more than 5 units for rent or hire that is actually occupied by the proprietor of establishment as the resident of proprietor, a restaurant, bar, or other establishment serving food or drink, a motion picture house, theater, concert hall, stadium, or other place of exhibition or entertainment, an auditorium, convention center, lecture hall, or other place of public gathering, right? Race and ethnicity has definitely produced civil laws. Okay, the cancellation came atop canceling an exhibitor appearance by Inglorious Rex by Shane Davis, Godlike and Graveyard Shift by John Malin, and Cyberfrog creator Ethan Skyver based on alleged offensive verbal comments in violation of C2E2 codes and conducts. Was I clicked on it? It's taking forever. Which update as of September 28th. Every event participants should be aware of the following, which you guys can see on the screen, which I'm not going to like verbally say because you guys can see. And then you also get to code of conduct, which this is reasonable. No stalking, no intimidation, offensive verbal comments, threats, physical assault, harassing, which I believe this says on like the floor, right? If a person engages on behavior in violation of code of conduct at any time, just now it says any time. If someone, but like so, like okay, so maybe they didn't say on floor, right? Fine, I'll give them that in their updated rules. But they should have at least, if they asked, why were we harassing? How were we harassing? They should have given the answer. So that way, if said person had a marbles in them like twisted a little bit, they can clearly air saying, when we're harassing, this is the full context, blah blah blah. Um and what Vara Darks said in her video about that guy seeming to have a personal vendetta, if people allow their personal vendettas to get in the way of business, then they shouldn't be on any um, team that has the power to ban people whatsoever or kick people. Because you can have a personal vendetta with someone and that person don't break any rules. But nowadays, most people can disassociate personal vendettas and being professional. Like they can't separate those two, and it's sad. But there's also one more thing I want to show you, and it's actually this clip I found on YouTube, and it's from the St. Davis channel, but is what John Malin said on when he was on Nina Infinity's channel, which Nina Infinity is a sweetheart. I love her. She's amazing. Let's read, look at this, shall we?
I promised people when we raised money for this that, like, because I always knew cancellation was a possibility, that I would be at that show one way or another. I do still have my room. Shane Davis still has his room. We're both planning on going there. We could get the rooms pulled out from us last second, but as of now, we still have our rooms there, which is going to be great because it's still in the guest area. Because of that, I went and I bought a 3-day pass. It's like $130 or something like that. I bought a 3-day pass to go to the show. I'm like, well, I'm going to be right next to the show. I might as well be able to go in there and blah, blah, blah.
So you're going to go?
Well, I was, and last night they pulled that.
They did?
Yeah, they refunded my purchase, my 3-day pass. They said if I show up, I'll be thrown out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Grandma's furthering proving that they got canned. And now, here.
Incredible.
Which, you guys can see I'm by the title, which says I'm disappointed with some YouTubers in their sphere. What does that mean?
To say, let us fucking put our finger in your eye and you shut up and you take it.
That's exactly what they're saying. And it's disgusting. And I gotta say, man, I was a little bit disappointed with what's going on in the sphere of everything that's going on. And now I know that Comicsgate has a lot of enemies, and I know that there's a lot of people that don't get along in the sphere. But I gotta say, when you see stuff like this happen, it's just very disingenuous of a lot of people to be against cancel culture and then not be making videos about what is going on here.
Yeah.
Because I think that this is so important. This is exactly what's going on when I say things like we all need to come together and join forces and what we can agree on. I think that a lot of us in this space that have been talking about cancel culture and all of these kind of things. This is it. Being canceled, being a woman being told to shut up and not talk about what she's going through publicly because, behind the scenes, she's being canceled. So she better shut up. Why is she being canceled? Because she's hanging out with these guys that are completely, persona non grata. These people have not, they are not supposed to be friends with. Guilt by association. There's so much shit that is gone into this in this BS, and a lot of the content creators in this space have refused to even talk about this. It's embarrassing for a lot of people.
And it is. It's sad because especially on the bigger channels, which they're gonna get into, they're really coming in on it. I'm kind of sad. Kind of disappointing because part of these bigger content creators promotes we're anti-cancellation. Some people I come across on the web, they say they're anti-cancellation, cancel culture, but they're really a fan of cancel culture. Let's be real. But the bigger ones who have said nothing about it is Nina's right. This would be the time when you want to put your money where your mouth is. And it's very disappointing that there are people who, especially the bigger ones, who's been against cancel culture, who have said virtually nothing, especially before they get the super chats where they were paid to say it. If you're truly against cancel culture, you shouldn't need to be paid. Just say it. Even if you dislike people who are getting canceled, you should also I'm sorry, stick up for those people. Put your personal feelings aside and stick up for those people. I would. There are people I dislike because they're garbage human beings. But if they sound 90% of them don't deserve to get canceled. I will say this right now. And the 90% that don't deserve to get canceled, I will personally put my personal feelings aside to defend them if they ever got canceled. That's just facts. Anyways.
Nerdrotic, Gary, Yellow Flash. These are people that knew exactly what was going on and didn't say anything about it until Anna was canceled.
Well,
and even
I know Anna.
little.
Yellow Flash did say something on Flashcast. I was on that panel when he said it. And
Yeah,
at least I appreciate
last
the very
Saturday.
least.
Yeah, he waited a week until the body was cold. That's just it. The body is cold. Our body is cold. Anna's is a warmer body, so now people are talking about it. but our body
Right.
is old. Like we're a week on this already, and people would just let the whole thing just go right under the rug because they don't like Ethan. So Yellow Flash does not like Ethan. Gary Nerdrotic does not like Ethan. So both of these guys turn blind fucking eyes.
And that's a lot, sadly, because like nowadays people allow like emotion to cloud their judgment, emotion to lead their actions. They don't allow their brains, which is what we were born with, which is like one of the gifts that God gave us to drive. They allow like emotion to play a huge factor into it. And it's like, why you got a brain? Like, think of this like logically, besides emotionally. That makes sense. Anywho.
I agree with you. And I think at the end of the day, like, where I stand is that if you, no matter how much you dislike somebody, and there's a lot of people I dislike,
this is your bread and butter. This is what you do.
Exactly.
We are here because of protesting cancel culture.
Exactly.
It lands right in your lap, but you don't like somebody, so you guilt by association everybody else, and you sweep it under the rug. Yeah. You are unprincipled people. You are like little fucking bitches. You snicker and you have all your little feelings all up front. Meanwhile, you see this injustice going on, and you don't say anything about it because you want somebody to be hurt by it, and you don't care that there's other people being hurt by it. Like that's the mentality that these guys are doing.
It's got like a double standard in no sense. Like I'm okay with some people. Like I said, there's 90% of people that I dislike that don't deserve to get canceled. That I will have no issue defending. But like, and I'm also like in a way calling myself out too. That like that's like a kind of like a double standard. Like you're okay with some people getting canceled, but not all people. Now, unless if you like commit a serious crime, you like, or yeah, getting canceled may like cancel culture may have like a valid reason to cancel that person if you commit a serious crime in that area. Unless if it's a serious crime, cancel culture is dumb. There's no room for cancel culture. Fuck cancel culture. Outside of like people who actually commit to serious crimes. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah, these guys are not. They are not our friends. So.
I mean, it's one thing to
like
not be your
my
friend.
eyes were very much open now to what is going on. This girl-like behavior behind the scenes with Gary, which makes me believe a lot more things I've heard about Gary and his little pettiness. And now Yellow Flash. I didn't see that coming from Yellow Flash. I knew he had problems with Ethan, but I thought Yellow Flash had principles. None.
I mean, at the very least, I respect Yellow Flash for at least saying something on Flashcast, and I think
the body was dead. It was already dead. He only said anything because Anna got canceled.
Something for her friend, for her friend, which is Anna. At least he's not like throwing her
That's
under
just
the
it.
bus and being like, you know what?
It's not just
you, Anna.
Hold on. It's not just supposed to be for your friends.
I agree.
Mark
I
Brooks,
agree with you.
And I agree.
Cocksucker right there. If that cocksucker was getting canceled, I'd say I don't agree with that either. I don't want Mark Brooks canceled because Mark Brooks had a bad fucking day on a stream. He's a piece of fucking shit. He should not be threatening anybody for sure. But I want the same opportunity that cocksucker has to get up into a trade show and to sell my wares, just like he does. That's all I ask for.
And I will also be thinking that clip as well as a full stream in the comments, or in the description. But also, this will be the last thing I share. I know this is kind of going on a little bit over 3 minutes, one of my longest videos, but this is Nerdrotic's take, I guess.
What's up, AJ? Thank you. Thank you for the $10. What is your take on Ashton? Anna, that Star Wars. What is your take on Ashton? I know Ashton. I got no problem.
I know
She's
I do
cool.
this
I've met her
guys.
3 or 4
Girl.
times. That Star Wars girl. I've done panels with her. Cecil. I like Cecil. Camelot and several comics gators being banned from C2E2. Are all of them? Did Cecil get banned? Did Anna get banned? Why? Night Pride? Why? Hang on.
I'm trying to skip.
Trying to figure out. Why? That's fucked up. Yeah, I don't think anybody should be banned from a Comic-Con. I think if anybody wants to go, they should go. I mean, look at all the fucking grooming fruits that they allow in already. I mean, what the fuck? So I don't know what's behind it, but it's fucked up. They should be allowed to go to a con.
I'm guessing
Cecil was going to come to our meetup. He told me last night he couldn't make it, but yeah, Cecil was going to come to our meetup. Ashton got canceled. The cosplayer? Why?
I don't know who this Ashton person is.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that. Especially when Anna, correct me if I'm wrong, if Anna's out there. She went to San Diego on a press pass. I went to San Diego on a press pass. I'm sure she would get a New York Comic-Con press pass like I got a New York Comic-Con press pass. Now, I let mine lapse because I'm never going to fucking New York ever again. New York City. I wouldn't set foot in that fucking shithole. And I have no desire. The con wasn't that great. That was a funny con, by the way. I was back in 2019 because that's when like Cecil went up on Mark Waid. That was pretty fucking funny. But that's when me and Jeremy we went to like that's the place where like, man, there's this COVID thing going on. Nooner. Because I need to find out if it's like something. I lost my press pass to San Diego.
Okay.
Now, I'm not making an issue of it because I need to find out if it's like something I filled out wrong. Like,
I thought you were talking about CTC there, but so from there, you didn't know what was going on, and if you didn't know, then I can understand why he hadn't like you made a statement till there, but like, long story short, summarize my whole point. That's how I was trying to make. I have nothing but good experiences, good memories at C2E2. It's not a comic, per se, a comic convention. It's more like a pop culture convention. Sure, like the best memory I have at C2E2 is when I met Kevin Eastman, who, I was out like meeting some fans and online friends. I met Kevin Eastman, who is one of my idols because he made the Ninja Turtles. He's one of the 2 reasons why the Ninja Turtles are a thing. And I never really had a bad experience personally at C2E2. And as a person who had no bad experiences at C2E2, I will say that they are definitely in the wrong for canceling EVS, John Malin, that Star Wars girl. Harassment, fine. But at least tell them how they were harassing. Show off or at least give them a chance saying we see you're flirting with going over violating our rule of harassing. Give them an explanation how. Just don't give it vague, so that way they can correct it. At least give them one warning. And if they somehow violate it, if they violate it intentionally, sure, by all means, cancel them. for like not cancel them, but like like kick them out from C2E2. But from my understanding, they didn't know what a rule they were exactly violating, how they violated it. They didn't go out their way to um, break any rules. So I definitely stand with the people who are got banned. Um, Despite my pleasant memories of C2E2, um, I really hope C2E2 gets this shit together. Honestly, I'm like I said, a bit disappointed in the creatives behind it, especially the person banned them. Like, if they have personal beef with them, fine. Like, yeah, people have personal beef with others. I have beef with some other content creators, but you don't see me like try and cancel them or like excessively sitting on people who supports them. I want, even though I know like, see, I am the people I am on bad terms with. I still want them to succeed as long as they're not being shitty human beings to other people. I want them to succeed. And so, like, and I don't believe, like, if people can't be objective and push their personal feelings for said person or people out, then they shouldn't be executives of any company, to be honest. So that's me. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Later, teachers.